Ex-Police Commissioner Severin Moncherry claims that back in the year 2020, he was asked by senior officials in the former alleges UWP administration to retire early to make way for Milton Daisy as top cop. Moncherry was responding to suggestions by former National Security Minister Herman Francis, who allegedly made the job offer, that he was unhappy in his advisory post in the office of the Prime Minister. In an interview on Newspin this week, Moncherry, who sought to clear the air, claims that he was first promised a promotion as a legal advisor to the then National Security Minister Herman Francis, but that offer did not pan out.
One of the things I said to him, when he told me that Mr. Daisy would become the commissioner when I was transferred on promotion, that's what was said, that I would be transferred on promotion at grade 21 to his office, and my office was arrested. I said to him, I'll be one of the happiest men in St. Lucia if I were to step anywhere together with Mr. Daisy to say that we were both commissioners, because Daisy and I have been friends from school, and I continue to this day. So we agreed, we left the meeting, and all of us agreed that I was going to be transferred to the minister's office and Mr. Daisy would become commissioner. 2 weeks later, I was summoned to a meeting along with the minister and the cabinet secretary. Cabinet secretary then Mr. Ben Emmanuel. And I was told that it would be political suicide if I was transferred on promotion.
The former top cop claims he was given an ultimatum.
So the new plan was for me to retire forthwith and be given a contract to perform duties in the minister's office. I said to the minister, I'm not going to accept that. My age has not reached for me to retire. I was not of retirement age. And you promised, or I was promised, that I would be transferred on promotion. So I'm not going to retire now. I was pushed into it and said, well, okay, you have to retire, and you'll be given a contract. I said, I'm not going to retire and be given any contract.
Moncherry would settle on the security advisory post.
So I went to a meeting with the Prime Minister and the Attorney General. And at that meeting, it was said, okay, we have agreed that you will be transferred to the Prime Minister's office as a national advisor to the Prime Minister on crime and security. Are you going to accept that position? I said, I'm prepared to accept it. I accepted the position. I then had to, because of the case with Mr. Regis, I then had to sign a consent letter agreeing to be transferred, because I could not have been transferred against my will from commissioner to that position. I wrote that letter to Public Service Commission and I accepted that transfer. So Mr. Francis is right about all what he said, that we had a very nice meeting, we had a good meeting. That is correct. However, what Mr. Francis should also say, that thereafter the conditions changed and I was asked to retire early to take up a contract as opposed to being transferred on promotion.
The ex-top cop's revelation has sparked debate about perceived political interference in the police force and the lack of succession planning. Critics on the right have been attempting to draw parallels between the recent reappointment of Crusita Descartes-Pellius as top cop and the Daisy Moncherry swap, but some proponents say the comparisons are unfair. Back in September 2020, many were caught by surprise by the announcement of the return of Milton Daisy to the high command of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. He was bound for civilian life on pre-retirement leave. Daisy had been deputizing for Moncherry, whose retirement was due in June 2021. The Chasney government recalled Daisy and later appointed him to the helm of the police force on contract long-term, while Moncherry served as an advisor. Daisy headed the RSLPF until September 2022 and was succeeded by Crusita Descartes Peleus. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.